All right, so every year on this day, technically not this day since it's past midnight, but whatever. Every year on this day, I have streamed through one of the Sly games. I was testing this out earlier this week. This should work. I haven't used this setup since last year, Sly 2, so it should hopefully work. There's no audio. Why is there no audio? Oh no. Oh no. Please work. Because this is like my actual PlayStation 2 here. Hello, Selena Yume. How are you doing today? Bye, oh bye. Yeah, the PS2 boot up. If we actually get on... I just dropped my stream deck. What the heck? And the cord is all wrapped up in something? My headphone... Oh no. Everything is going wrong already. I just hit the button on my stream deck that brightened my light by accident. No. Down, dim. I'm just gonna freaking unplug my stream deck for now. Let's not deal. What the heck is going on with, what is this? What is this mass of cords? And how did this happen? Is what I want to know. Wait, oh no, everything is going terribly wrong. What the, hold on. Stream deck, I'll set you up again later. Let's just throw it over there for now. Cables everywhere. We don't have audio. That is an issue. In testing, there was also times I didn't have audio. Wait, but I think I remember what I did to fix it. Hold on, I'll just unplug this, plug it in real quick. I did test this earlier this week. I have an adapter that converts the AV into HDMI, and sometimes it's a little wacky. And there's still no audio. But if I hit the switch, I'm so sorry about this, by the way. If I hit the switch there, the video should be gone. And then if I hit it back, then maybe. Yes, audio. I don't know why that fixes it, but apparently switching the adapter off and on again fixes it. I just realized I need to change my stream category because this is completely... I'm still set to Smash Bros. From covering Pyra and Mithra that just released today is a thing. So let's set a stream title of... We're just gonna set it to 140 A's because Twitch will let me do that. Bam, done, easy peasy. Yes, perfect stream title. Yes. So anyway, 2 years ago on this day, we beat Sly Cooper 1 in one sitting. 1 year ago on this day, we beat Sly 2 in one sitting. Yeah, it's a really eye-catching title, huh? And now this year, we're gonna beat Sly 3, not in one sitting, because today was actually a really busy day, as it turned out, and I couldn't get to this until now, and I was busy covering Pyra and Mithra that just came out in Smash, so... You know, I've kind of been busy with that, but also, I could always do what I do sometimes with new games and set up the game case, like, right there, wait, with some height. Well, bam, look at that, bam, sort of. Yeah, technically it's a day out, whatever, it's past midnight, but whatever. Yeah, the elephant dudes have wings, because a lot of the dudes on this island are, like, weird, custom-made experiment dudo things. But anyway, the first game, a couple of years ago, man, was the stream a different place back then, even last year. Also, let me just say, last year, streaming Sly 2, there was major audio issues, like with things desynced in the game. Like, the audio in the game was desynced, and I had to spend like a week of editing, resyncing it after streaming it. So if there's anything bad with the audio, please let me know, because that situation last year was not fun. But I am playing on my actual PS2. I have a... if I turn it on here, a wireless PS2 controller, which is nice, but if I can't use it for whatever reason, I do still have my one functional wired PS2 controller that I can use. It's gonna be crazy reliving my childhood here once again, and this will be the final time. This is the final game in the trilogy. It's gonna be a little bit sad to do this, quite frankly. So yeah, there's one save file from before. I have a bunch of different memory cards, so maybe I want to play in slot 1. It's not like it's a long game. Look at that, 8 megabyte memory card. It's erasing from my thing. I probably have main save files on other memory cards anyway. But let's hop right into it. And this is my favorite game in the trilogy. Most people see 2 as the best game, but this is my favorite one.
This is it, Sly. The gang's assembled and are in position to help you get up to that vault. For the rest of the operation, you are the ball.
Roger, Bentley. I'm starting my approach. Getting over these fortress walls shouldn't be a problem. Look, we're running 5 by 5 here. Make sure everyone's in sync.
I hear that. Artillery, sure you can make that shot?
I endeavor not to miss.
Excellent. Radio control.
In position.
Recovery team. Are pumped. Submersibles. Showtime, baby. Telekinetics. All right, it's the crime of the century and the ball's in motion.
So something very, very intriguing about this game is it actually starts on the final level of the... Wait. Wait. Hold on. Wait a second here. Yes. Now the camera works like games I'm used to. I remember last year playing Sly 2, I hopped into it and I was like, what is this camera? Because things are going the opposite direction of like basically every game that's made nowadays, and it messed me up so much. But something very interesting is that this game actually starts on the... Yeah, well now I fixed it to be what it should... Whatever, whether it's inverted or not. But I find it very intriguing how this game actually starts at the beginning of the final section of the story with like no context as to what's going on. So the player is like, wait, what's going on here? What are we doing? Who are all these people that are on the team? And it's a very, very interesting kind of format, honestly.
I'm on it.
Like, who are these people that are helping us? And yoinking all these flying elephant things into the water.
Third skyward. Roll on, pal. Over.
But for anybody who doesn't know the Sly series, Sly Cooper is a series about a thieving raccoon who's come from like a long line of thieves. We're gonna need to wait for that satellite to come down. Who's a thief who only steals from other thieves. And the first game was about reclaiming his family heirloom, the Thievius Raccoon as it's called, this book that has all his family's thieving tricks and such, that was stolen when he was a child, with his parents murdered and him sent to a freaking orphan. Well, he only steals from other thieves, but he still keeps it for himself, so I wouldn't exactly say he's Robin Hood. Where the heck do I go here? I honestly forget. Like, hold on a hot second. Do I have my glider? I don't have my glider, apparently. But yeah, so the first game was all about reclaiming his family heirloom. I guess we're going down here. Oh yeah, I remember now. The first game was all about reclaiming his family heirloom.
Agent Monarch. Over.
Launching.
And his family's history and such. And it wound up resulting in a climax against the final boss of this massive mechanical owl dude named Clockwork, who's kept himself alive over the years on a steady diet of jealousy and hate for the Cooper line, and just wanted to basically kill them all, but left Sly alive that day that he came in to murder Sly's parents to be like, aha, I shall prove to the world that you are nothing without your silly book. But then you freaking kick his ass anyway, and you send him into lava, and he dies and stuff, seemingly. But then in Sly 2, you find out that his corpse can potentially bring him back to life because he's like a weird machine thing. So you go to recover his corpse, and you find out that his corpse has already been stolen by somebody else. So Sly 2, the darkest game in the whole series, is literally about recovering a corpse so that you can prevent its revival. So that you can destroy all the parts once and for all. It's a very interesting game, quite frankly.
How's your wife doing, Richards?
Also, this is...
Very
I guess I don't
well,
have to turn my
Dr.
cameras off here.
Thank you for asking. Very thoughtful.
This intro sequence here in Sly 3 actually introduces our new villain, since it can't be Clockwork anymore. And it does a really good job of introducing him while not knowing anything about him. Just through like the dialogue and such. I guess it's cutscene, so...
Shame you won't
Well.
be seeing them again.
Sir?
Afraid I poisoned your drink at lunch. Sorry, Richards, but I don't tolerate poor performance. You should have changed the security code from 1, 2, 3 after you installed the new system.
I'll improve.
The password's 1, 2, 3 then.
No, you'll die any second now.
Afraid to say, but I poisoned your drink at lunch. Sorry, Richards, but I can't handle incompetency. You should have changed the password from 1, 2, 3.
Water leaking into the lab? I'm on my way down. Oh, and get a janitor for the lab elevator. Richards got sloppy.
The Cooper vault is just across these wires.
So it's a perfect introduction to our villain, knowing nothing about him through one exchange that you eavesdrop on, and it's like, oh, this is our villain, you know? It's actually a really cool setup. I have a lot of respect for this series in a lot of ways. Let's go ahead and sneak around here, as we do. We're gonna need to remember how to be adept at this game again, but like, consider how many hours I have in this Sly City. Oh, that ain't good. How about you just don't shoot at me? Because that is rude as heck. My camera is not quite doing what I want it to. The password is what now? It was 1, 2, 3, I think. Isn't that something? But yeah, so Sly 1 and 2 kind of followed the Clockwork plotline, whereas this game, after Clockwork is like defeated for good in Sly 2, it has to follow a new plot, which we were being exposed to the beginning of the finale of right here with zero context.
Cooper! You must be Sly Cooper, the new keeper of the cane. Oh, how I've longed for this.
This vault belongs to the Cooper family. You're trespassing.
No, my naive boy, you're trespassing. I've got the deed to this island. This fortress is mine. Everything here is mine, which now includes the key to the vault. Hand over that cane.
Sorry, pal. Family heirloom. Buy a knockoff at the gift shop.
Quick, let's regroup with the others. Follow me.
So it immediately spirals into an escape sequence. Also, one of the most notable things about Sly 2 is how it ends when Bentley's trying to essentially do what he needs to do to defeat Clockwork, and he winds up getting crunched. His legs wind up getting crunched. His spine gets crushed. He can't feel his legs. And what that results in this game, in Sly 3, is he's actually in a wheelchair now, as we just saw him going around it, which is really interesting how in this trilogy they have like that major change in a character here. Yeah, now he's wheeling to victory. That like impacts the story like that. Yeah, Sly 2 is a very dark game. I mean, that's what happens when you play a game about literally recovering a corpse to prevent its revival. You know? But his wheelchair is jetpack, so it's pretty cool.
There's no escape, Cooper.
So, this is a very interesting way to open the beginning of a game, with zero context as to what's happening. And this is the opening tutorial, literally the beginning of the final sequence of the game. It starts you out in. How about you don't smackaroo me?
Working. Save yourself.
If he wants to eat this.
I don't know why he does that. That's literally like the stupidest thing he does in the entire series, probably. Yeah, smart move.
Sly, no! Hold on, Sly, hold on!
It was like they always say. Your life really does flash before your eyes. There it all was, stretching back to my childhood. Born into a family of master thieves that went back for generations, I was next in line to continue the Cooper name. But fate had different plans. I was robbed of my childhood when a ruthless gang attacked our home. The orphanage I landed in wasn't all bad. It was there that I met my lifelong friends. Bentley, he's always been the thinker. And Murray, he's the doer. We'd stuck together over the years, and our skill, our confidence, and our thieving reputation grew stronger with each heist. We thought that the good times would never end, and that our luck would never run out. Which only made things tougher when the odds finally caught up with us. Then I met this guy, McSweeney, who claimed to have run with my father's crew back in their heyday. They pulled jobs all over the world and amassed quite a collection of priceless items. It was then that McSweeney told me all about the Cooper Vault. It seemed that my father, like all my ancestors, had been hiding their wealth in a secret place for generations, each one adding to the treasure hidden behind a door that, if McSweeney's story is true, only a Cooper can open. Using some well-placed clues provided by McSweeney, we set out for the secret island that held the vault. On arriving, we discovered someone by the name of Dr. M had already set up shop. From the looks of it, he'd been trying to crack the thing for years, growing steadily more frustrated in his failures and more paranoid as the decades rolled by. He built himself a fortress with security as tight as Fort Knox. Getting inside the place would take precision, creativity, and moreover, it would take an army of world-class thieves. Finding and bringing together that much talent won't be easy, but to get inside the Cooper Vault and collect my inheritance, I was willing to pay the price.
It's a very, very interesting way to open a game up. Yeah, when you see that the progress is being saved, yada yada. It's a very interesting way to open up a game by having you start at the beginning of the end with no idea what's going on. Like, why are we here? What is this? And then all of a sudden the game is like, okay, now that Sly is literally about to die, let's go ahead and explain what led up to this point. First, like the kind of prologue to the games themselves, and then like the story leading up to this game specifically. Also, there's unskippable tutorials, unfortunately. That's what this is. So,
I'm guessing these levers start the different trainers.
That's right.
That's one of the biggest criticisms a lot of people have about this game.
For the control room, and we'll get things started.
Dish it out. I'm ready.
One of the biggest criticisms people have had about this game, which is completely understandable, is unskippable tutorials. So we're gonna be doing that real quick, even though we've done that in like the previous couple of games. But yeah, Kevin, you usually don't like these kinds of stories. The whole, you may be wondering how I got here. Yep, that's me. You might be wondering how I got here. I don't mind about interrupting this because it's a tutorial. It's the thing. Yeah, there's the thing. Yep. Great. Because you could have totally done that whole first sequence without knowing how the camera works.
That's handy.
I agree.
Is handy to know. I might have actually forgot about that one. But yeah, I think it's really intriguing in this game because in the first and the second game, you only have the three characters of Sly, Murray, and Bentley, and that's it. Whereas in this game, you know that it's all about assemble. Yeah, I'll click it a few times. Yeah. You've only had like those three characters the whole time, whereas in this game, which is all about assembling a team, you get exposed to all of them early on, but like you never see their portraits, you have no idea who they are, and you spend like the rest of the game's story like amassing this team, finding out who they are, and then yep, there's that. You know, in one of my game design classes, we talked about how sometimes like one game will do like one thing and then maybe everything else will be like the standard, or maybe everything else will follow that, and sometimes you'll wonder like some things that are so basic in so many types of games, where did they all start? And I remember our professor showed us this one clip of like some game from like the 80s, some platforming game, or like maybe early 90s, I don't know. And he was like, try to identify like what mechanic here you think might have been carried into all games since then. And we were looking close at the footage, and the character started jumping and jumped again in the air, and the whole class was like, oh, double jump. And the professor was like, yeah, it was something that was completely unheard of back then, and then so many platformers do it nowadays. And yeah, it's basically Thief Ventures Assemble. So the first game is about reclaiming your family heirlooms of like a book that's been torn to pieces into 5, and you have to go reclaim those 5 pieces. Then the second game is about finding the potentially reassembled corpse of your long lost enemy who's been alive for centuries on the power of jealousy and hate, so you can prevent his revival and eventual freaking murder of the rest of your family line. And then the third game's about assembling a team to break into a vault. One of these things is not like the others. Sly 2 is a special game.
Let me guess. Use
Like-
the right analog stick?
Like, what rating do these have? This is everyone 10 and up. What rating? Wait, what rating does Sly 2 have? I'm gonna go check. What rating does it have? I'm curious. Hold on, let's see here. Wait, hold on. Whoa, wait here. Sly 3 is apparently rated everyone 10 and up. Sly 2 is rated everyone. Okay, sure, that that makes sense. The game about recovering a corpse of your long-lost enemy who purely exists to wipe out your family line so that you can prevent his revival. And one of the main characters literally gets their spine crushed and put into a wheelchair for this game. That game is rated everyone. And then this game is rated everyone 10 and up. Man, times were different back then. Sly 2 is the edgy middle child. It really is. It really is. Ah, there. Well, you want me to go over here? ESRB is dumb sometimes. Things were also like very different back then. There are some comments and like moments within this game that make you wonder how this was rated like everyone 10 and up. Like I'm not gonna spoil what those special moments are, but there are there's at least like 2 or 3 moments in this game that are like, whoa, whoa, how did that get the freaking go ahead from the rating system, you know? You better clip him. I can clip him. But there's loose hair getting in my face. But there are some moments where it's like, whoa, that kind of thing would not pass. Like, there's this one villain, for example, who says like the most sexist thing ever that would totally not pass, and it helps enunciate how evil he is. But holy crap, there's a certain line Bentley has later in the game that I'm not gonna spoil it, but whoo boy, when Bentley wants to insult somebody, he does not hold back when he talks about their mother. Let's just say that. Like, it's the kind of thing you wouldn't understand what it means as a kid, but as an adult, it's like, it's in like the 3rd or 4th world or something. It's so good though. I freaking love this game so much. Who's gonna beat up a disabled turtle? I mean, in the scene in question, he is trying to provoke somebody to beat him up, but that we'll get to that when we get to it. Hello, Jamini. Bentley's stuff. He really is. This game is like, if this game was to be published today, there's no way it would get the freaking ESRB pass on everyone 10 and up. No way. Like, times were so different back. This is such a special game. I love it so much.